What's up, everybody? We are here at the grocery store, Dylan and I, and we're gonna take you guys and girls through the store. We're gonna get some groceries ourselves, go through what's on our plans, and we'll probably share some good infos on stuff that you guys can get and use in your plans. Just to let you guys know, we're here on Valentine's Day, so it's getting a little hot. Is it hot in here? I'm wearing pink if you couldn't tell. Yeah, I mean, bananas are great additions to the plan. High in potassium, good simple carbs. Pretty much a staple in all of my clients' plans. Banana, like the Minions. We're in the vegetable and fruit aisle. Obviously, important additions to your plan. Bananas are important, not necessary. Strawberries, all these things are great tools that you can use, especially in the off season. Adding in fruit to your carbohydrate intake. Something I learned this year is that glucose and fructose have different transport molecules in the body, so you can actually utilize more carbohydrates in the same setting in terms of digestion absorption. So that's something that you can do in your off season, which is helpful to be able to get more carbohydrates in.
Try to come at a slower time in the day because there's probably not a lot of people that appreciate the camera in their grocery store when they're shopping. So we're just trying to like stay off to the side and do our thing. Getting a couple looks here, so it's like, fuck off.
Julian fucking took all my food away.
Julian?
36 calories.
36 calories. 36 calories.
Feels like it. Yeah, that's depressing. I could get some bagel. Excuse me, sir. Where are the we're right at the bagels. But those are, I think the same price actually. No, they're 25 cents. It's $3.25. For the Dempsters though, instead of the compliments.
Yeah, so English muffins for me are typically first meal of the day. I'll just do like a standard breakfast, couple English muffins, couple eggs, with some jam or nut butter, depending on how I kind of split up my macros for the day. I'll switch it up depending on what I'm in the mood for and just add or take something away later. That's kind of one thing about the off season that I kind of have a little bit of flexibility with is like I take everything that I have in the run of a day, and if I have something, you know, if I have nut butter that I'm supposed to have with like my last meal of the day, and if I switch that and have the first meal of the day and kind of move things around a little bit, just a little bit more flexible with those things, not so much in prep, but for me right now, it's like as long as I'm hitting the foods that I need to hit and getting the calories in at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, and like an easy way to get in some extra carbs is obviously through bread, as long as you're not celiac, which most people aren't. You know, it depends on your plan, and like bagels, English muffins, I mean, it's all really the same. It's just like Dylan said, it's a good way to get some variety in your plan. It's also easier, I find, when it comes to like contest time for a lot of athletes, switching them over to rice-based carbohydrates, you know, like rice cakes, cream of rice, it's a little bit easier on the stomach, especially on refeeds. But in the off season, it's a little bit easier to have a little bit less stress on, you know, your physical appearance in terms of getting calories in. Sometimes it gets a little bit monotonous to try and jam in a bunch of rice or potatoes and stuff like that. It's easier to get in some bread. But I mean, that's just it too. I mean, you can play around. Each athlete's different. Everybody has different needs. Everybody can get away with different things. So lots of tools. We're skipping a very important aisle because I think we're good on it, but vegetables, very important. You know, at least 2 or 3 meals a day. Try and get some veggies in. Obviously, you want to have some nutrients in your diet. It's super important, especially when it comes to like GI issues and stuff, like having more fiber, having more phytonutrients, having more micronutrients in your diet is all a part of a healthy gut, a healthy, you know, functioning body. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting in a good variety or a good amount of vegetables at least. And if you're not, try and supplement with a greens powder, you know?
So we don't have the like 80-20, 93-7 shit in Canada, so it's regular, lean, or medium, lean, and extra lean. So to be honest, you don't know what the fuck you're getting as far as like percentages, but extra lean is usually ridiculously overpriced. So I typically just go with lean and just cook the grease out of it and drain it. And it doesn't fucking matter.
Sometimes if you come here in the mornings, if you're smart, because this is the other thing with shopping, especially if a lot of you guys are students, or, you know, budgeting, because that's a part of life. I know for myself, when I started working and mom and dad weren't fronting the grocery bill anymore, you know, you kind of like pinching pennies. But like here, some of this meat is like on discount, because if it's like, as long as you buy it today, like this
$5 off. Like
this inside round, I mean, you got literally a kg of like pretty low marbling beef, and I mean for 23, it's 13 bucks for that, and you could probably get 4 or 5 meals out of this, you know. And there's a bunch of other steak it's on for a deal, or if there's actual deals like he just got on the ground beef. I mean, shopping like that, you're gonna save yourself probably $100 a week on average, which is money in your pocket. And I mean, that makes a big difference when you don't have cash, you know. And that's the big thing is, you know, people want to look for excuses. Well, I can't buy that and do that. And it's like, you can, you just have to make it work. You have to, if there is a deal on stuff, buy all of it, put it in the freezer, you know. You got things that are on for a deal, put it in the freezer, take it out, put it in the air fryer, put it in the oven. It's probably going to be just as good.
people complain and make excuses and say, oh, it's so expensive to eat healthy. It's not. You're fucking lazy and it's cheap to eat like shit. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not expensive to eat healthy. Just stick to like a very basic grocery list and like simple protein, fats, and carb sources, and just eat the same thing day in and day out. Buy everything in bulk, cook all your meals, prep all your food, and be prepared. And it's not that difficult. It's not that expensive. You look for deals, shop around, look at flyers, look online. If, this grocery store has this stuff on sale or that on sale, go to where the sales are and then just shop around, and you will save yourself a ton of money. And it's not expensive to eat healthy. It's cheap, inexpensive to eat like shit. So
yeah, and
no excuses.
If you guys are not in a contest prep where you're following like a strict meal plan, like if 1 week ground turkey's on sale, the next week ground beef's on sale, like switch it up. Like do whatever's gonna fit your budget. Make sure, like Dylan's saying, getting your calories in, it's important. And the other thing is too, if you're coming here and paying full price for everything all the time, obviously it's gonna suck, but that's kind of your own issue, because there's always, like Dylan said, there's always deals, there's always places around. You just gotta look around, you gotta get to know your local area better with like the grocery stores. Some grocery stores have better deals on certain things. There's meat departments, talk to the guys at the meat department. One time I had a guy that used to message me when anything at the store would go on sale. He'd be like, hey, I've got 10 things of salmon, $20 off, or I've got chicken this week, it's gonna be gone in a couple hours. What is that? Pork fat?
Pork belly.
Oh, get in my belly. Look at that. That's disgusting. Ew, it's like it's like a stomach of a pig.
All right, speed bag.
Yeah. So gross.
For the low price of $70, that could be yours.
Pork. I'm not really a huge fan of pork. I don't know why.
Great protein.
It's really not a great protein source, and it just kind of reminds me of people. I don't know why. It just looks.
What?
It just looks like human. Look at it.
I never looked at it like that before, but now I don't think I can unsee it.
It just looks like somebody's leg got cut off and fucking slapped there. I mean, bacon's pretty good, I guess, but it's not really good for you. There's not really a lot of application for pork. Even
honestly,
even in like religious beliefs, like most people don't eat pork. It's like
it's just like the amount of volume that you need to eat for like ratio of protein. It's just not worth it at all. So there are way more dense protein options out there that are way better for you with lower fat content that just make more sense. So pork is oftentimes a lot cheaper than say chicken, but they're apples and oranges. It's not even the same conversation. So just kind of avoid that altogether, in my opinion. I use a rice cooker, and I'm probably running through that every 2 days, to be honest, but I always try and have a couple packs of just like the microwavable, like 250 gram rice packs on hand, just in case. Emergency rice packs. Because yesterday, for example, I was working all day and ran out of rice midday, didn't have anything on hand.
for fuck's sakes.
Fuck's sakes, Julie.
Oh, you can't see it?
No. Fucking idiot.
Ran out of rice, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sakes. So it is nice to just kind of have some things on hand just for like backup if and when you need it.
Pasta is a really good option too, especially in the off season. I know rice is great. Like, you gotta really stick to carbohydrate sources that are going to, work well with your day-to-day and like your appetite. The basmati's there too. I don't know if you want one of those or swap them or whatever.
I'm a jasmine guy.
Another thing that you guys really should do, and I do this all the time, is most grocery stores, you have right here a price point. Here in Canada, we've got per 100 grams, so it'll break it down the cost of what you're paying. So if you're not sure what's a good deal, because obviously there's little things like this, like, hey, this is on sale, but you just gotta look down and see the breakdown, and if you can figure out what's a better deal, easy at the store. So also keep in mind for that, because it's gonna save you a lot of money if you start checking things out, okay, what rice is gonna be the best deal for me to buy? Because it's pretty easy to just see the sale tag and say, oh, that's a better deal, and it's not, right? And that's comes back to the conversation about being smart with your money. Like, budgeting is not easy, but neither is being broke. So if you're smart with how you're spending your money, and like actually taking an extra 30 seconds to check the price points on all these things, you're gonna end up saving a lot more. I got eggs.
Good for eggs.
Yeah.
Rice cakes?
I'm good on that. I don't have those. No, rice cake.
Yeah.
Also another like good staple.
I'm good for these, but these are like an absolute staple. I have these in my pantry all the time. So typically, like, these are my go-to, the caramel chocolate chip ones. They're just super easy to like grab and go. Great source of carbs, easily digestible. There's a ton of different flavors. Obviously, with like something like that, you're getting a little bit more sugar. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Paper bag or reusable?
Paper's fine. All right, guys, that was a quick little grocery haul. Didn't get a whole lot, but we did kind of touch on everything as we saw it walk through the store. We're gonna try and do a little bit more of this stuff, like going forward, switching up, just like not training videos all the time, and trying to, add a little bit of diversity to the videos.
Diversity, yeah. Give you guys some good info. I mean, everything that we do is not just in the gym, right? So we want to be able to share you guys a lot of stuff that we can help you with, information-wise, outside of the gym too. So if there's any other stuff that you guys want to help us out with in terms of content, let us know.
This one will be on my channel, I believe. Dana's channel will be linked below. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Cheers.